10, 15 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
But I can definitely, let's see. Let me share this with you. Is this public? Hopefully it's public.
Yep. I have one board. It says roadmap, obviously in Asana. I have a board. Backlog ready for dev in
Yes.
progress.
So this is probably what I think I initially put together when I kind of joined. It's probably a little bit. It's definitely out of date. There's a bunch of work that's been done since. I wouldn't pay too much attention to it.
Okay.
But it's just kind of to give you an idea of kind of what I put together when I joined. And then since then, that was kind of on day one. Then I had a bunch of onboarding calls with the product teams and kind of I guess Rob and Louise. They have kind of this kind of roadmap and vision for a lot of different things that they want to do. And it's kind of been about navigating kind of these teams who aren't really producing, and then like these lots of product requirements. And I've really been surprised by how little product foresight Skygates had. They're literally just trying to like desperately build what we've asked, and they're really not thinking about kind of when will it be delivered. Like they told at the end of December. I think I spoke to the team in November, and they said by mid-December they were going to have this marketplace launched with a bunch of features that had been discussed. And when I looked at what was live and what they had said, I was just like, this is insane. Or maybe I'm missing something. And so I wasn't that involved at that point. And then that date came and nothing happened. And 2 weeks later, I was like, what happened to that deadline? And they were like, yeah, they didn't hit it. And I just realized like how far off everything is from my expectations. I was hoping that like they would just deliver MVP, so then we could start building on top. But they've just not done that in any way. And so that's when I kind of dived in more and organized the Asana board, which has kind of the list of stories. I think the main thing that helps you get a picture is if you go to the milestones category in the Asana board.
One second.
There's this kind.
So this link you sent me on Notion.
Mm-hmm.
What? Maybe I'm not looking at it correctly because it sent me to a getting started checklist. Try and refresh. This is. I'm not able to see your document. I think I had to sign up
really?
for it.
Yeah, I think with Notion sometimes you do have to sign up, but you should be able to access it.
Can you like share it with me or something? Because I'm on the link you sent me.
Try again. I'm really surprised you're not able to access it.
Yep.
It's public. Sometimes this stuff is finicky, but it's usually works if you refresh it enough times.
Yep. Fair MVP plan loading. Let's see. Oh, right. Yep, working.
Cool. Yeah. So as I say, that's really just kind of my initial bringing together of all the information, which is almost is entirely out of date and useless. But I just thought I'd share it with you.
Thank you.
And then the Asana board, which is kind of where I really started like breaking down the user stories that needed to be delivered. And where's my list? I've got a list somewhere. Let me see. So I'll drop this link list in chat. And so just to be clear, I'm kind of running a growth team for Radical, which is like a GitHub, Web3 GitHub. It's kind of, and so like I've got very little time. I was just trying to help get the product side sorted out. And so yeah, I've just been tackling the hardest problems rather than getting really smooth processes in place.
Yep.
And so the prioritization of kind of work, the way I've been looking at it is an MVP to Luis, right? Lewis, or I don't know, so I'll never get his name right. Is MVP token launch, fair card trading, and community, which I can explain to you what those things are. But all of those things are part of the MVP for Lewis, right? Um, but in order to get Skygate to actually do something and be productive, I defined the MVP to Skygate as just get the basic marketplace that you're supposed to have already built working, and that has minting functionality, sell functionality, buy functionality, and discovery, right?
Okay.
So that's the MVP. Then there's a token launch
Quick
piece of
pause.
work that we're trying to do.
So this MVP should be live already, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then the current goal is for them to have this live when?
The current goal is to have this live, I think, by the 12th of February. Well, we're supposed to, I think 12th of this month, we were supposed to have it live. So I don't really know. I know that what Lewis wants is by the 22nd of February, which is like official launch date, he wants MVP token launch, fair card trading, and community features. And so the MVP really should be launched. I would say by the end of next week, which is what they've said. But in reality, I think end of the month. If we've done that, we've done well.
Got it.
And then there's a token launch, which isn't that much work, but it's being done in parallel. There's kind of a website and the token that's being built for that. Fair card launch, trading functionality, which Marek's got designs for, and then community trading functionality, which we've got cards for, but I don't think he started on the designs yet. And then layer 2 launch and brands feature launch and payments is kind of not part of like the initial launch, so I think we'll be fine. We don't. This is just kind of milestones that I've got in my head for releases that I think we should be doing from the developer side, and that's kind of listed in the milestones of this doc as well. And so if you go through these cards, you can kind of read the stories that fit into each of those. A bunch of those are theoretically in tested, but tested staging was supposed to be that like it's been deployed to the working website, and then Oksana or someone from the Skygate team has tested it, put it in tested column. Then I test it in, or I guess maybe you moving forward test it while it's in tested column, and then move it to done. So that's kind of the process there. So you can go through the cards and kind of see kind of the different epics and milestones there, and the rest of these kind of milestones also have stories. Then there's a few cards like that have like a purple kind of label on them, kind of called move to Web3 React, token deploy, other front end cleanup, add Pinata. So those are cards that Diog kind of defined a bunch of re-architecture work they wanted to do. And so they're kind of being seen as kind of the Web3 experts in the room. But the problem with a lot of Web3 experts is, at least quite often the ones who are working in these kind of arrangements are they're Web3 experts, but they don't tend to have built like software at scale. And so that's kind of quite often the dynamic I've seen. So I'm wary of everyone basically, right, from the engineering side, and I'm trying to work out how to get Skygate productive, and then also have Deal come in and make sure that we're building good software. They do seem smart. They seem to know what they're doing. I've had more clarity speaking to Deal than I have had from speaking to Skygate. So what we agreed yesterday with Josh, who's the technical lead, is that he's going to, instead of going and building the separate backend as a re-architecture and then working out how to merge them, I said to him, just first and foremost, you need to help get the MVP out. So understand the code base and work with Skygate to make sure that the MVP is out. And I think yourself, I'd appreciate if you could either run with that or work with me on that. Yep. Is getting Josh to, like, all the cards that are currently in progress. He should understand them. He should understand the code base, and he should say when something is sufficiently ready to be actually from the technical level. And we should be from the product side looking at what's actually deployed and saying, oh, this actually works how we expect it to, right? And you always need those two pairs, and I'm hoping Josh can be the technical side of that. So yeah, that's the lay of the land. I would suggest, I also need to run, so let's suggest, and we can do another call as well whenever you're ready. go through the Asana board, read all the stories, tell me if you think anything's missing or you need clarification on anything. Go and understand kind of who's on the Skygate team, understand who's on the D-Org team, and kind of get clear on their responsibilities. And then the really hard part in this whole thing is working out how we're going to do this migration of both technical and team. And that's what I'm trying to work out right now. And I'm hoping with Josh taking ownership of all these cards, that migration will be smoother. But you know, if you want to approach that differently, that's also open.
No, man, I'm here with the shadowing hat, if you will. I think I need you and like pretty much learn your behavior in terms of dealing with them, so that I don't mess up. And quick question: how do you take a look at the milestones in Asana? Where do you go to see the milestones?
Yeah, if you just go to the properties in each card, it says milestone in there. If you go to any card, there's a milestone property on them.
Ah, got it. Right. All right. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, so that should kind of filter it out. And yeah, you know, these cards could definitely be the acceptance criteria and tasks on each card could definitely be defined much further. But like as I say, I've just been trying to solve the hard problems with the time I have.
Yep.
So yeah, have a look and then let me know kind of questions and challenges and other calls you want to do. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Cool.
Bye bye.
Great meeting you, dude.
Take care.
I'll speak to you soon.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.